Welcome back to the Sunday Roast, the special edition Monday Roast. Welcome to the show that overreacts to the weekend's footy, the show that roasts the losers and celebrates the winners, the show that gives you all the best odds of the weekend, the show that's both teams is just destined to meet in the grand final right now. We go for the two best teams in the competition. Joining me as always, Darcy Ballard. Dope, how are you, my brother?
Jev, I'm Mickey Mouse, ready to go. Thought I would have been a little bit more under the weather, but I happened to sleep 11 hours because of one thing, and one thing only. This will cure any hangover, Jev. When you go to McDonald's after a night out, you get the sky, the land, and the sea. You get the McChicken, the quarter pounder, and the fillet of fish. And you pull up Mickey Mouse, Jev. That is a fact.
Like a rock. You have to crap as soon as you get up, but you are cherry ripe. Oh, it was a bit of surf and turf, wasn't it, at Macca's? We had a bit of surf and turf.
And then some nuggets, whatever you ordered. I went to bed so full.
I was fucked. We ate too much. But anyway, it's good pub day yesterday, watching both our teams go back-to-back. We will get to that game. But we have to go all the way back to Thursday night. Richmond get their second win of the season against the Crows in Adelaide by 8 points. They were really good, the Tigers. Do you see much of this game, Darce?
I did. I was at work. I was watching. I had a little bit of it in the ears when I could at work. But the biggest thing about this, Jev, I've been harping on it all year. Primetime underdogs Thursday, Friday night. It's over 70% on the season. It's unbelievable. So they were 440 before the game, the Tigers. I probably wouldn't have touched it anyway, even though it's my formula, but I'll leave it. A bloke had 100 on him at $7, $7.70.
He got the odds boost for him, didn't he?
How good's that? What a win. What a fucking win. But you know when they get a few players back that teams are going to have a crack. But this game definitely didn't go how I thought it was. Apparently Dawson was a bit underdone, so you couldn't get him for disposals.
Yeah, I saw that.
And usually his line was about 26. I'm like, if there was a standalone, I was going to hammer the under. Thank God I didn't because he had 32, so they didn't have a market on that. But they just gave it to him. The good players stood up. Taranto was back in the side, got his 26. Jaden Short, 31. Baker, 24 and a goal. Noah Bolter playing more down back. But that's what Richmond need to do. And then Rioli's obviously getting his hands on a little bit more. They just had a crack. And they just ran them off their feet. And Adelaide would that's their season done. You were more right on this than I was. The start of the year, I genuinely thought that they were going to take a big leap forward. But you can't lose one or two players and then just turn to soup. But you can't. You have to still be competitive. And the Tigers smelt blood in the water and they absolutely pounced. So it's a good win for the Tigers fans. You can see Adam Muse in the press conference after seemed very happy. So I know we've got some Tigers listeners, so well done. There's something there, Jev. There's something there.
Yeah, I'll get to the Crows in a minute. But yeah, I want to give the Tigers some love. You know, I've said it a couple of times on this pod, coaching wins games, but systems win premiership stars. I think Richmond are at the stage right now, they know they're nowhere near a premiership. So Adam Uze he's got the players buying on how to win a game week in, week out. Like, rock up to Geelong, this is how we're going to beat Geelong. Go to Adelaide, this is going to how we beat Adelaide. And they executed the game plan they had for the week. Where you watch Collingwood, you watch the Swans at the moment, they don't care who's in front of them, they play the Collingwood way. They play the Swans way. Like, they just, because they're in and that's how Richmond used to play when they were winning premierships. Didn't matter who the fuck came to the MCG. This is how we play. That is finally sort of starting to stop at Richmond, and now it's about this is what we've got to do to beat Adelaide. We might have to put a player on this player and stop this guy from kicking goals. Blah blah blah. But I'm super happy for the Tigers, and me being the biggest critic of the Tigers kids now that they've played. You finally see them play every week, no matter how good or bad they go the week before. They're finally starting to show something, and this you can see they've actually got some players. So I'm fucking happy for them. That kid off the half back line, what's his name?
Was it Brown?
Tom Brown. Geez, can't he play and can't he kick? So, like, they've absolutely found one there that is going to be alongside Jaden Short. He's going to play the next 250 games at the Tigers. Jaden Short's going to be in the other half-back flank, and you can build around these sort of weapons with legs sort of thing. Like, you can figure out your list of going, righto, when we win the ball, we've got two weapons off the half-back line with legs, like, for weapons. How do we build a list from here? So I'm happy for the Tigers. I can see a bit of future. I'm just so nervous that they're 26-year-olds right now. So, like, they're prime players. The Swans 26-year-olds are fucking Heaney, Mills, Papley, like our best players. Carlton's 26-year-olds are, or they're 26 to 30 are Curnow, Mackay, Cripps, Walsh. Like your prime 20-year-olds. There's Liam Baker, who they think's going to leave. Dan Riola, who's probably going to leave. Taranto and Hopper, who they traded for. Hopper's always injured. So I'm just so worried that if they lose those middle 20 guys that have played a lot of footy, they're just going to have really old guys and really young guys. So, but I'm super happy for the Tigers, Dars.
Well, there's talk apparently Shea Bolton might be on the market as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's the other one. Like he's 24 now, whatever, 23. He's played his 100 games of AFL. He's ready to hit his prime and get paid, and then he might leave. So it's going to be shit for the Tigers if those middle 20 age guys leave right now. Yeah. Anyway, great win. They were good. It's good to see their talent back on the park. As soon as Tim Taranto's back on the park, when I saw Tom Lynch against the Swans at the MCG, like when these guys play, Jack Graham plays. I don't know so I'm happy. Let me get to the Crows, Das.
Yeah, go.
So, I just don't think the Crows have the talent. I just don't think, I said it before the season, I thought they were going to miss finals again. I'm like, they don't have the talent. So I went through their recent first round draft picks, right? I'm like, who have the Crows fucking draft? Because now Crows supporters are coming out and they're going, it's Mark Rasciuto who's never ever going to get fired from whatever the fuck he does at Adelaide because of what he did for that club. And it's a massive boys club apparently. And it's like Roo at the top, Roo's mate's second, their mate's third. And it's a boys club and no jobs get fucking fired. And this is how the Adelaide Crows run. So 2014, they draft Jake Lever, first pick. He's gone. That was a good pick. He's gone. 2015, they take Wayne Miller, Tom Doedee. Tom Doedee's gone. Wayne Miller is okay. 2016, with their first pick, they take Jordan Gallucci. Pretty sure he's playing local footy now.
The Luch.
2017, with their first round pick, they take Darcy Fogarty. It's taken him 7 years to come on. He's okay. They probably would have thought he'd be a bit better. He's okay. 2018, they draft Chase Jones, Ned McHenry. The 4 players taken after Chase Jones at pick 9, Nick Blakey, Jai Caldwell, Zach Butters, Isaac Quainer. So, yeah. And then it basically Ned McHenry, and then there's still good players. So they've got 2 busts there. So that's, you'd say, so Lever and Doedee are gone. Miller is okay. Gallucci's a bust. McHenry's a bust. Chase Jones is a bust. Fogarty's just. You probably want more out of your first round picks than what you get from Fogarty. 2019, they draft Fisher McCasey. The 2 picks after McCasey were Hayden Young and Caleb Sarong. I'll give him
Did McCasey retire after
give him half a pass for this. They drafted a key back. He played 10 games, then couldn't get back in the side, then retired from like personal reasons, mental health issues. Like I think he struggled to be an AFL footballer. He found the pressure and stuff. So I'll give him a little pass. 2020, they draft Riley Thilthorpe and Luke Pedler. Both can't get into an average side. Like both playing 2s, aren't they? Or is it Thilthorpe injured?
Yeah, he's been injured all year.
Yeah. 2021, they draft Josh Rochelle, who's pretty clearly got personality problems. They find Jake Saligo in the second round, who's a good player. 2022, they draft Max Michaelaney, who I really like. He's a good player. And then 2023, they draft Dan Curtin, who they're given the harsh treatment on by not playing him, but he's already saying he's homesick, and the Western Australian clubs are starting to circle. So I look at this and you just go, honestly, thank fuck the Crows have Jordan Dawson and Isaac Rankin on their list.
Yeah.
Legit. If they didn't have those 2, they would be in so much trouble. So they're lucky they traded, and they did well trading for Isaac Rankin, and he's worth everything. And then they got Jordan Dawson from the Swans. They're lucky they traded for those 2, because apart from that, they are fucking bang on average.
Well, if he goes back to Perth, Dan Curtin, geez, you'd love to slot him into West Coast and you just have McGovern and Barras just groom him for a few years and just like, this is how we want you to play. So, yeah, if you're a free agent club, he's definitely someone you'd want to go after because he was being spoken about as a top 2 pick.
Yeah.
So, obviously West Coast had one of those early picks. So, it's interesting to see what happens, but it just goes to show how tough it is with whether drafting players and then coaching them into your system and see what works. Like we had Leggy on the pod the other week and he was all like laughing about it. He's like, if St Kilda drafted Bontempelli, he would have been out of the league by now. He just would have been a bust, which I don't believe. He's too good of a player.
It's just like, it's the way
amazing like, where you go makes such a difference to like Joel Selwood and Silverioli. So Joel Selwood got picked up in that 2007 draft.
Off an ACL, like he was pick 7 or pick 8. He had an ACL or whatever.
What a team to come into. And then, like, that's your career. Silverioli Cummings 2008.
Yeah.
What a Hawks team to come into.
Yeah.
Like, it matters where you go. You get Bryce Gibbs and Mark Murphy coming into a Carlton side that can't win a game for fucking 300 efforts. So it's amazing where you go. But West Coast, so you look at Adelaide now, they're 15th on the ladder. So they're not playing finals.
No, not a chance.
So they had to win that game. Well, I reckon we can, by the time we get to the end of this pod, we can circle the teams. Like, we can actually go through the bottom. No. We'll go through the ladder. We'll say where they're finishing. But do you have any odds on this one?
Yeah.
Cumberland kicked 3.
Yeah. Any Adelaide goal kickers? I got Adelaide goal kickers here.
Yeah. Fogarty for 3.
$2.60, not great.
Rochelle for 2. This would have been nice.
$2.02.
That's all right.
That's
what about?
Yeah,
you got others? Singles, Dowling,
how many did Kieran Strawn kick?
Strawny.
1 or 2. K. Strahan. You haven't got it there.
Oh, 1.
He was 250. I thought he kicked 2. He was 215 for 1, 725 for 2. Adelaide, Richmond goal kickers.
Cumberland for 3.
$9.25 would have been delicious.
What was he?
$9.25.
Nice. Ryan Mansell, the Mansell piece for 2, and McIntosh for a mosh treatment.
Ryan Mansell was $5.80 for 2, which is nice, and the mosh treatment was $4.10 for a single. We did get a tip from in our DMs that he's the one to kick a couple. He kicked 2, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 4.10 for 1, which means it would have been about 16 to 1, 20 to 1 for 2, which would have been nice. And then I've got Adelaide disposals here.
Yeah, Dawson for 30.
Jeez, he's a star. $2.12, which is nice, but he was going to be injured. But yeah, it's nice. Who else?
Nankervis for 25. He had 28. This would be nice.
Here we go. Toby Nankervis. 25 was $10. $3.45 for 20. $10 for 25.
For Luke Nankervis. That is absolutely...
Oh, no, that's Toby Nankervis. Sorry. He was 11 to 1 for 25, Luke Nankervis. $2.85 for 20. So similar odds. Give me Richmond. I went Toby Nankervis. Richmond disposals.
Short had 30. Taranto 25. It would have been fuck all, and that's about it.
Short for 30. Wow, he was 10 to 1 to us.
Actually, what was Noah Bolter for 20?
I believe he's got a bell in the ball. $2.90 for 20. He was great. He's just a back pocket. So the Tigers still have some good players. I've been so harsh on the Tigers. As soon as they win, you go, you've still got some good players on that list. I just don't like the way their list is constructed as a whole. Like,
but you're allowed to be
it just doesn't mesh well at all.
That's what we do. We're not going to give you a pat on the back when you're losing.
Yeah.
Like, you're losing.
That's your second win of the season. Your ass crack. You cheeks.
Yeah, you absolutely cheeks. But Tigers are a tough. Like, you don't want to play them because every now and then you're like, yeah, they might jump out, but then you might kick them in the teeth, and you're like, yeah, that was easy.
The Crows. Guess who the Crows have next week, Das?
Oh, the Showtime Swans
at Adelaide Oval Saturday night. SCG. Lucky Adelaide. Get the Showtime Swans rolling in. They're bottom of the barrel on confidence right now, and they get the showies. Good luck, boys. All right, next game. The Lions versus the Dogs. The Lions win by 43 points. They gave him a good old-fashioned ass kicking in the end. Lockie Neal gets 4 Brownlow votes for having, what do you have?
38
touches, 2 goals. Eric Ibwood kicks 6 goals, 2. Morgs predicted this one on the pod, and I gave him a bit of shit, but now after the game, you're like, Lions off a bye. The Dogs have played 6-day breaks in a row and gotten injured in every game. 4 straight Friday night, Thursday night games and gotten injured in every game. They were limping to their bye. Lions are fresh off their second bye of the season. This result shouldn't have shocked anyone. Morgs called on the pod and I gave him some shit, but they were just too good, the Lions. Too sharp. Lockie Neal was awesome. They tagged Bontempelli. Did you watch much of this?
No, I did watch the highlights. I still thought that because the primetime underdogs, the line was 8.5. I'm like, fuck, I'd be leaning on that side.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just take it. Because I still think like the core of their team just has to be too good. They were so dominant last year. Hugh McCluggage was running through stoppages and through passages of play like a man that just got paid.
Yeah.
Like, did you see him? He was looking like Judd. He was just swerving, running through. Actually, he was running like Luke Davies-Uniacke.
Yep.
He was just cutting through forward chain handballs, and it was just a great game. The Lions do this once or twice a year where they show up at Marvel and they just kick ass, and that's what they did. Hip thrust must have had a bit of Greek yogurt.
Oh.
He must have just been vassoed up, like something there, because his hips were looking so mobile. He was running rampant. 6 goals too, and 20 Jev. That is a fucking night.
Did he finally take his G-string off and put some bonds on, you reckon?
Stopped shopping at Honey Bardo. He went down to Target. He got some tradie jocks or some bonds.
Just your meat and potato jocks. Just simple it down a little bit. Thrush. Bit of Greek yogurt, bit of bonds, and he's kicked 6-2. He's looked unbelievable. So I listened to a Lockie Neal interview on the radio, and they say what Chris Fagan does at the bye every year is he goes back and he watches every Lions game again, and he reassures what they're doing right. So he doesn't go, no, we need to improve here, here, and here. He goes back, and then he went back to the Lions and he said, we're doing contested possession great. We're doing this great. What we need to work on is goal kicking accuracy and the connection between our forwards and our mids, right? So he's like, we're still defending well. We're doing this well. Lockie Neal getting contested ball well. All this is great. We just need to finish our goals better and get connection better. So he just reassured them they're still a good side rather than throwing the whole game plan out the window, new game plan. And then so they got it right on Friday night, and he just reassured this is what we're going to do, and we're just going to be better. And then all of a sudden, Hipwood just had way more one-on-ones. They sort of changed where, when Danaher and Hipwood all run at the same footy or they kick, now they're kicking to 5 different spots inside the 50 and guys are spread out and they're getting more one-on-ones. And then they found the mismatch. Hipwood on Liam Jones. Liam Jones looked like he had a barley flight to get that night. He wanted to get out of that game. Soon as Alex Keith went down, they loved any matchup Hipwood was on, and they just gave him so many one-on-ones. So, and you look as we talk about Charlie Curnow, guys can beat Charlie Curnow for 2-3 quarters, but eventually when you kick it to him your 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th one-on-one, he's eventually going to get you. And if you just keep giving him those chances, he's going to get you because he's so good. So I was happy for Hipwood. He got on the end of a nice juicy one. So that was just too good.
But as you did mention, I'm almost 100% certain that Brisbane have the most inside 50s in the AFL.
Yeah.
So they're getting the ball there, but it's, as you said, when you're out of position, the hardest way to defend is when someone gets an intercept mark from D50, your players are then out of position because they're deeper, and then you're probably outnumbered going back the other way. And that's when that transition ball happens. So as you said, once they get that going, and then the entries start to look a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, a few more one-on-ones. And I'm almost certain as well, they said Lockie Neal has the worst rate of first hands on possession to then turning into a positive clearance or a positive score. So he gets it, but then they're not doing anything with it. So at least you can take the positive out of, hey, we're getting our hands to it. How can we be a little bit cleaner then and make sure that first handball, that first option, that first kick, then we can hold on to possession and then turn that into a score going the other way. So as you mentioned, that probably lines up with exactly what they're seeing. They're seeing that they're getting the inside 50s. They're seeing that they're getting their first hands on clearances, but it's how can we use this a little bit better? Because we've already got it. We may as well not rush it or give it back to the opposition. So, it just played into their hands and they fucking put the scoreboard pressure on. Once they got going, I thought that Lockie Neal goal, I watched that, I genuinely thought the siren just went, but
really,
it's not.
It's the umpire's call, isn't it?
It's whenever they call it. So even if it goes and they haven't blown their whistle and called it yet, well, it's not. So I was happy it went through because it was such a clean finish.
Wasn't it unbelievable? We had the white whale a couple of weeks ago. Lockie Neal to kick a goal in the 100K because he hadn't kicked a goal for the season. Yeah. And then you just forget about it because he's let you down. Then you're like, he was always kicking 2 against he's kicking 1 against the Dogs. That's the guy he is. Under the lid, Friday night, he's just getting the ball at will, going to every clearance because the Dogs don't play on midfielders because they trust Bont, Treloar and Libba more than they then they don't worry about other opposition. So he's just getting what he wants. So 2 goals, 38 touches, basically had the exact same game Bontempelli had the week before. God, it was good. You go onto his app and you look at where he had his touches all over the ground, just absolutely all over the ground. 14 contested possessions, 84% efficiency. How many clearances did he have? 10 clearances. He was fucking awesome.
He's a good player.
Yeah. And then the Shark reckons he's gone to 13 Brownlow votes, which puts him in the top 10 of what he put up the other night, the Shark. So, like, we know he's a vote getter. He's a vote winner. If you think, I haven't looked at their schedule, but if you think they've got a big big second half of the season coming and they're going to get on like an 8-game win streak to make the finals, could be worth a bet, Das. Could be a buy now on Lockie Neal. I know you're back on the pod tomorrow night. Have we got a stock market?
I will. I can give you an early preview. So last time I remember I had a category 50 out from the boundary. You're probably not going to kick it, but there's a chance that you might.
Yep.
So Jordan Dawson and Lockie Neal were both at $34 then. So
Yep.
if you want to have a punt on it, you can. Lockie Neal's at 31. Dawson's into 26. So Dawson's actually going up.
Yeah. So Lockie Neal, 31.
But I will do a stock market. I'll do it tomorrow.
We've got to get a stock market. We haven't seen you for a couple of weeks on the poll. We want to know what's happening. Oh, guess who's back in the favourite for the Brownlow?
I just checked.
At $3.75. Oh, it gets me excited. We will get to that game. Some odds on this game, Das. Have you got the odds?
Do I ever? So hip thrush, hip wood. Couldn't get him for 6. We could get him for 5 though at $71.
So a guy on our DM sent us a bet slip. He had him at 81 to 1. He had 10 on him. And some other guy had him at 126 to 1 for 6 in our DMs.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they DM. Oh, I was fucking happy for the guy. So yeah, he got a bit of hip thrush.
So the hip woods. Who else? So
Bond for 3.
Bond for 3. What was he? He's a good player.
Oh yeah,
$4.30.
He was a multi-killer though. Bond for 20 in the multis.
Him and Cripps killed us.
Lockie
Danaher
Sorry, go.
Joe Danaher kicked 2. What was he? $1.73.
And then Lockie Neal for 2.
Lockie Neal.
Or 1. You're probably getting for 1. $6 for 1 or $5, I reckon.
$5.40 for 1.
$5.40 for 1. Probably
that is such a good leg.
And then Lockie Neal for 35. Trelaw for 30.
Trelaw's having a good season. Lockie Neal for 35 is $5.70.
Oh, God, that's nice. So what are you 5 to 1 for a goal? 35 on a goal. 26 to 1. Plus Lions win as underdogs times 2. 50 to 1 for Lockie Neal. Dogs. That would have been nice. That would have been real nice.
That's awesome. Trelaw, what do you have? 30?
30 on the dot. 1 goal and 30. He was good. He's a good player. I'm happy for him. He'll be in the All-Australians.
$1.53 for 30, which is so fucking short.
So short.
Anyone else pop up with some big touches? No, not really. Nah. Fucking no one. But the Dogs, Jeff, I just felt there was a loss that was coming.
Yeah,
they've been
they
playing
need
all
the bye.
right. As you said, at the start of the season, you said, like, you could argue that they're just the 9th best side all year. And then you can just argue, like, where the sides are. But anyone above them should be playing fine. Anyone under, like, they're pretty much just a 9th bang on side. Like,
they're
8
the
and
Dogs.
a half.
Yeah, they're the marking stick. You go, if you want to know how good a team is, you go, are they better than the Dogs? Because the Dogs are bang on average in the middle. Yeah. Are they better than the Dogs? Yes or no? Then they're going to play finals. If they're not going to play finals. Next game, your adopted second team. Sorry, I've got some indigestion, so you take it over. No, I got your adopted second team, the Hawthorn Hawks, go down to Launceston and do what they do at the moment and just win football games for fun. They win by 6 points. They get a hold of the Giants. Did you watch this game, Darcy? You love this game.
How fucking exciting are the Hawks? And imagine if they didn't shit the bed against Port Adelaide.
What did they on a 6-game win streak, wouldn't they?
I just feel what I thought at the start of the season with the list of the players. Some might say that they're overachieving, but I just feel that, like, this is them. This is how they're going to play, and they're only going to get better. The Will Day effect is 1,000% real. When they were losing, we're like, surely this can't just be Will Day out. Like, they can't be this bad. Like, they're getting flogged by Gold Coast. I'm like, oh, maybe it is. He comes back in and just gives structure to their side. He just plays so much different. He works through stoppages. He's tough. He's fast. Once he can start to hit the scoreboard a little bit more, not that he really has to because they've got a few more forwards, but he does get some of those breaking clearances. If he can start to hit the scoreboard like a Bontempelli, watch out. He'll be like the best player in the league for 4 or 5 years. Just the experience having Gunston, like, this is what you get him for. The start of the year, he was missing so many fucking set shots, wasn't he? He just couldn't put him away. So he kicked 3 straight. you get Bruce come on
Yeah.
as the like he kicks two, like it's just perfect. It's perfect football. So the first half, the Giants really got away from him. It was 6 goals, 2 to 2 goals, 7 at halftime. You're like, all right, this is probably one of the games that the Giants will probably run away with it. I don't know what Sam Mitchell said to him at halftime. It's like, boys, remember, we're playing in Tassie. We just win. Like, it doesn't matter. Have you seen that video that has all the black guys? Like, dude, we never play before. It doesn't matter. We're better than them. That is exactly like them when they play at Tassie, Jeb. They just don't lose. They do not lose. So they just ran over the top of them. And that end decision, I don't want to see it. I do not want to see that. I thought that was in play. There was a couple this weekend, Jev. They've been talking about the umpires. And I know we don't talk about the umpires because it's if you're better, you should beat them. You got 120 minutes to beat them. But when a game comes down to those situations, it's just like, I don't know.
Tom Green obviously didn't need to hit Sicily. Like he could have just let him kick it. It's not going to change anything. But just the way Sicily carried on a little bit, like
he threw his arms. Yeah.
He threw the arms, gets the downfield. But then Luke Bruce, like professional assassin, just he thought he didn't know it was a draw. He thought they were down and he needed a goal to get in front because they were asking if he was going to kick a point or something so they keep it in their forward half. But nah, Luke Bruce doesn't kick no fucking point starts. He just went around, absolutely slotted it. And as he said, you look at the Hawthorn team and it's even though if you had imagine you had the multi, I know this has nothing to do with, this got shit about fuck. Bond 20, Cripps 20, Newcomb 20, Matt Rao 20, all fucking had 19 touches. Like, anyway, when you've got the midfield of Day, Newcomb, Warple, like Dylan Moore rolls through there. You've got Ginnivan inside. You got the Wiz trying to come in. Got young guys everywhere. It just takes a couple of old heads to actually win the football game. And it's Gunston and Bruce, and you just get in their hands and you calm the game down and you give them their set shots and they just know they play winning football. They've both won 3 flags and they've just kicked 3 goals straight off 7 touches for Gunston, 2 goals straight off 5 touches for Bruce. There's the difference right there. Whereas the GWS just don't have those guys. And I'm flirting with the take dars. I think GWS might miss the finals.
You've got to. No, you can't. You've got to. They're making the prelim.
Yeah, I think they're going to miss the finals. With new information comes new opinions. I reckon they rely on their A-grade superstar talent so much, which every team does. Like, you need your A-graders fine. I reckon their depth is questionable. And then their A-graders aren't playing well. And I'm going to go have a look at their fixture. And we got the pod tomorrow night. Not many people hear this. I might come on the pod tomorrow night and say, I tell you the bet. GWS 2 missed the final. I'm going to do a bit of work on it tonight.
They need to, like, at the start of the year, they're 5-0, and we're like, their depth is too good. They've got too many people to pick from. But I feel they're too good of a side to be held down. Sometimes they just need 1 or 2 games to win, and then they get back on track. But I want to chat about Luke Bruce for a second. I'm not sure if you heard his interview after the game. So he's pretty much like an on-field coach. Like, he coaches all the players, everything. And his interview after the game genuinely sounded like it must feel bizarre to him because he's on the bench for so long, comes on as a sub. He talks like he's the coach, like he's a coach. He's like, look, our forwards played really well and like we sort of structured up. And then he's just like a coach that gets to insert himself on for a quarter and just like actually look at the game. He's like, fuck it, I'll just go have an impact. I'll just show the boys how it's done. It's actually bizarre to like listen to it, but that's going to be his role.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like, he's a genuine coach, but he's seen every look. He knows every wrinkle. He knows every part of the ball, every part of the ground. He's just a craftsman, a professional forward, and he can just go on in the biggest moments and he's just not fazed by it.
No.
But he's like a coach. It's awesome. Like, the role that he gets to play, it's like, I don't think we've really seen anything like. It's like if Scott Pendlebury, but he plays predominantly more on the ground. Yeah. But it's like he gets to move the magnets, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm putting myself on now. Let's go."
Time. So
it's awesome.
If I don't know if this is, let me quickly check before I go with. I'm pretty sure if he plays every game for the rest of the season, he finishes on 299 career games. Let me just double check that.
Oh, they'll play finals, so it's fine.
Ooh, profile. He's on 289 games. So if he plays every game for the rest of the season, they don't play finals, he will finish on 299 games. would you put him on for another year if they're going to make finals next year? Like they're like, yep, rebuild's done. We're going for the 8. Would you give him the exact same role next year as he's on the list? He probably hasn't played till maybe round 5, and he just comes on as the sub, and he's just the game winner. And he just comes on. Would you sign him for one more year to get and play his 300th?
Well, you feel he's going to get into coaching anyway.
Yeah.
And like, why would you want to get another forwards coach in?
Yeah.
Like
that's him.
He knows the play. Like all he's doing is stepping away from on-field stuff to have like a Watson or like someone else to come in to the side. Like coaching up culture here. Apparently, like they love working with him.
I love that kid.
So why would you not?
Yeah, I reckon one more 1-year deal. Probably retire Gunston. Well, it depends if who's their forward that's injured at the moment, not playing.
Mitch Lewis.
It depends how banged up Mitch Lewis is. If Mitch Lewis is having off-season surgery, it's sort of like maybe we just sign Gunston for one more year in case Lewis just isn't getting good, like getting right, sort of thing. Unless Gunston wants to retire.
Well, it's like both of them are just these forward coaches.
Yeah.
They've seen you've got them, so you're paying them as players, coaches, and then another forward coach. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And they're not expecting to win a grand final next year.
Yeah, but they would
it's just the best coaching you can possibly get.
Like Pendlebury on grand final day, they reckon it was a clinic what he put out in the field of coaching. Like if you're going to win finals, you need these guys on the field, especially because they are still so young. If they did make finals, you could see him getting blown out next year because it's Nick Watson who's only played 20 AFL games and he doesn't know what to do in certain times. Those two old heads out there, yeah, you and me are on the same page. I hate the Hawks, so I hope they don't make finals this year. I reckon they're shit, but you have an all-time take of the Hawks will win more games than the Bombers this year, and it is going to be an all-time down-to-the-wire take, and I cannot wait because a couple of weeks ago, you copped it. You absolutely copped it, didn't you? And everyone's like, oh, no, that's the thing. Bombers are second on the ladder. The Bombers are on 8 wins, and the Hawks are on 6 wins.
Yep, and they should be on 7.
Exactly. So
I think that the Hawks are a better side.
Yeah.
I thought round 1 or opening round, round 1, Hawks just didn't kick straight enough. I think, look, in the last 12 rounds, or last 10 rounds, we'll get a good picture. Hawks will finish on top. I'll look like a genius.
Oh, it's going to be, it's an all-time take if this comes off. Who's been more disappointing this year, Das? Toby Green or Charlie Cameron?
Oh, Toby Green.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Just because he's the All-Australian captain and
last year he would just go, righto, fellas, I'll take from here, and he'd win games in a quarter. He's just not doing that anymore. Like maybe you're like, I think back all the time. Remember how he was just bawling his eyes out after that prelim? Like just bawling his eyes out. And everyone's just like, oh, it's all good, mate. You'll be back. You'll be back. You'll be back. Maybe he just had a year last year where he's just never, ever, ever trained that hard in the preseason and all throughout the year. And he was injury-free and it all clicked. And then that prelim finally got a little banged up and he had a little calf niggle and a bad foot and a sore shoulder and it all needed off-season surgery. And he just sort of knew, he's like, I may never, ever be here again. I'm 30. I'm going to be 31 by the end of this year. Like, that was the shot last year. Maybe he just knew in front of all of us sort of thing.
It's you work so hard to get to those moments. It's just...
And you lose
and you can still do everything in your power, but then is everyone else going to come along with the ride with you? Like, is everyone else going to be able to keep up their end of the bargain, stay fit, stay healthy, stay on track, don't go out drinking, continue to build on, like make the most of your opportunities, land those wins against the bad sides, still be competitive against the good sides. Like you can't drop these games against the Hawks. Like, and it's just like, and then the pressure starts to build. It's like, fuck, now it's an uphill battle. Now it's like, we're almost playing finals footy every week again.
Yeah.
So,
so
it's tough.
It's fucking tough work.
And like those losses, you hear about
so
all the time. Like sometimes those losses, like you don't recover from them.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, fuck, like this is so hard to get back here. But who knows? You just want to see him play better. Because even in the first preseason game, he was fucking dominating. And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, here comes Brownlow season. Yeah. You tipped him as your Brownlow Smokey.
Yeah.
Let's get some odds quickly. Xavier O'Halloran to kick 4. This would have been nice, I reckon.
You can only get him for 2 at 11.50.
Wow. Sure, at some other markets, you would have been able to get him to like 81 for 1 for 4. Gunston for 3.
5.10.
Joel 2.
$1.87.
Connor McDonald too.
I'll tell everyone this right now. I'm not sure if I said this on the pod. So he's 410 for 2 goals. He is going to be a fucking superstar when he clears up some of his disposal.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's a bit wayward with his disposal and shots on goal. McDonald is going to be a fucking gun. He gets to the best spots. He runs a million miles an hour. Like he just tries it's like he's over trying, or like he would just miss a few kicks. He'll polish some of this stuff up and we'll be like, this guy's an absolute superstar. So Conor McDonald, unbelievable. He's going to be an unbelievable player.
And Bruce for 2, you probably wouldn't be able to get him if he was going to be the sub. And then disposals, it's Whitfield for 30, which is usually about $2, $1.80
$1.86.
maybe. $1.86. That was his line, basically. Finn Callahan for 25. We love Finn.
Yeah, $1.95. So that's really come in.
We are.
Will Day, $1.78.
Yeah, Binger Daniels for 25.
Binger Daniels.
He had 27 touches.
$8.50.
Oh, that would have been nice. Yeah, that's about it. Let's move on to the next game. Out we come to play. Just for recreation's sake, North Melbourne get their first win of the season done. They get it done over the Harley Reidless Eagles by 9 points. Dope.
Tin Rattlers would have been absolutely shitting themselves in that last little bit, Jeb. Oh, it just looked like West Coast were just got a little boy north. But good on them, Jev. They deserve a win. There is something about Nick Larkey and something to do with Harley Reid. He must have chirped him or something when he was in like under 16s, like DM'd him like, Larkey, you're shit. So last year they had the opportunity to get Harley Reid. Number 1 pick. They
had lost every game since round 2. I think they were on a 20-game losing streak.
You just got to lose. And he goes out and kicks, 6 or 7 against them. And he's like, fuck you, fuck Harley Reid. And then he was hoping that Harley got to play, but he didn't. And he was looking up him at the stands. He's like, watch this. Watch this, Harley. I'm just going to win. 5 goals and 15. He's an animal. He's an animal. I love Tom Barrass. And there's something about Optus Stadium, that oval is like
ice skating rink.
He turned Barrass. Barrass couldn't get his feet, Jeff. Oh, shatter. But Nick Larkey, yeah, it's amazing when he gets good kicks inside forward 50 and he gets good one-on-ones. And we spoke about this last year coming, second or third in the Coleman. But if he had more opportunity, if he got to play with like just any side, any better side, imagine how much better he would be. Like Harry Sheasel lasered one from the wing inside 450 to only where he could mark it, and then he actually got kicked that good as set shot from the boundary. Yeah. So it's like if they get just a couple more players to go with them, but you still look at their list, it's like, when is this playing finals? Larkey, Simpkin, Zerha, Curtis, Sheasel, Stevenson, no, Comben, Davey Juniac's a star, Eddie Ford maybe,
Jobs.
Scott, Archer, Aiden Cord, Dawson, Toby Pink, Power, shit. This isn't finals football, Jeb. Yeah. It's good on him for getting a win. Darcy Tucker, it's only second club. George Wardlaw cracks in, but nah. This is a game, I think if you're a West Coast Eagles fan, they're shattered, they lost. But they're just fuck. This is the ride that West Coast are on. But I guarantee they don't lose this game if Harley Reid plays.
I agree.
I guarantee this team doesn't lose this game. They just didn't have any fizz coming through the middle, did they? They had no juice at all.
Yep. What was I going to say? I think West Coast supporters are getting a little bit ahead of themselves. So we had a guy comment or DM us saying, please roast the fuck out of the West Coast Eagles, my despicable club. So disappointed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sort of like, it's like, yes, you've got Harley Reid, but you're still the fucking Eagles. You're still one of the worst teams we've ever seen. Last year was one of the worst teams we've ever seen play AFL. You're still the Eagles. I didn't think you were certain he's in this game. You're still the West Coast Eagles. You're still bottom 3 on the ladder. You've won some nice games this year on the back of Harley Reid. But if he's not playing, I'm like, geez, we like North. We love North with the 20.5 points, didn't we? So, yeah, I think the Eagles are getting a bit ahead of themselves. They've still got a pretty average list with some, obviously, Mudflap's a star. McGovern and Barrass are stars, but McGovern's near the end. Harley Reid's a star, but there's still a lot of work that needs to go into that list. I'm just happy for North. Winning, just They're not going to be as sore this week. The flight home's going to be fun. They would have had a couple of beers. Training's going to be better this week. Like, winning does everything. I was just looking at so Nick Larkey kicked a goal basically on the halftime siren, 29 minutes in, kicked his first at halftime. And then in the third quarter, it went 7 minutes, Larkey goal, 9 minutes, Larkey goal, 13 minutes, Larkey goal. So he kicked 4 goals in a row in this game, him by himself. No other one kicking a goal in there. So he was just on fire for about 25 minutes. He had a out-of-body experience. We do love the Suva. So, yeah, fucking happy for North Melbourne. You just winning, you just be wrapped.
Jaden Stevenson is... he looks like he's just operating at a gear below at the moment, Jev. He just can't get off the radar. But what do you do with him? How much more of his contract has he got?
I hope not much.
He's on $500 a year, $550 a year. I think that they signed. He was a 5 years. Is he at the end of his contract?
He has to be. He has to be. Well, he played in the 2018 grand final for the Pies and then didn't play again. So 2019 was his first game for North Melbourne. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. He has to be done.
Wow, fuck, that's gone quick.
Yeah, and he hasn't done much. Let me tell you.
He did his pod. I'm not sure. I don't think he listens to this. But I think at the start when he was saying, he's like, he misses playing in front of the big crowds. Like, well...
He was a dickhead, though. Anyway.
Hey, I've got one. Jeff, I've got a trade for you.
Yeah, go.
So Luke Davies-Uniacke was dancing like Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, Michael Flatley.
He's such a star.
Oh, dancing, mesmerising with his feet. Like, he looks so good. So we'll get to the Bombers game, but he just looks perfect for them. And I know you had the trade the other week with the accountant, Cal Wilkie. Would you, like, Essendon say yes to this? Darcy Parish?
Yeah.
Their first round pick this year.
Wow.
And a first round pick next year for Luke Davies-Uniacke.
I think that's too much, but it's a lot. So Essendon, I'd say Darcy Parish and 1 first rounder for Luke Davies-Uniacke. But Essendon fans still think Darcy Parish is that dude he was a couple of years ago. He fucking isn't. He's nowhere near it.
So Essendon say no to that?
For they say yes to the 1 first round pick, maybe not 2 first round picks with Darcy Parish. That's a lot of capital for a midfielder when they've already got Darcy Parish. But
they don't have an explosive player.
I think
like Davies-Uniacke.
Adelaide's the spot for LDU. I think they trade Josh Rochelle, Dan Curtin straight up for LDU. Who says no to that? I think it's a perfect trade.
I think North probably still, fuck, who knows?
North get Dan Curtin, who they just had to draft. They just had to draft the key back in the draft, Dan Curtin, and they didn't. Josh Rochelle is a Melbourne boy. He gets home, new start. You know, he was pick 6. It's another top 10 pick coming to their team with Dan Curtin. And then LDU gets a fresh start. Dawson, Laird, Crouch, Tex, Fogarty, Rankin. Like, imagine the midfield of Jordan Dawson, Isaac Rankin, LDU. Like, that
LDU would look great in a Adelaide jumper.
Crows jerseys are just sick. Was the Elliot Yeo decision holding the ball, Das?
Nah.
I thought live it was. When I was watching, I'm like, he might get pinned here. I saw it as he's dived on it, picked it up, had his chance, and then been pinned. I'm like, yeah, he's going to get done. Then I watched it replay. I'm like, geez, that was quick, like ping. But I thought it was when I was watching it.
It was quick. I thought it might just because how they want to interpret it. But if it was any other way, you're like, let them play. But fuck, it is what it is. You're just like, what'd the AFL say?
Don't know. But
they're happy with that one? Because they said the Max King one wasn't a free kick.
Oh, fuck. We'll get to that in a minute. But anyway.
They came out and said, so we'll quickly get into some odds. So Nick Larkey kicked 5 goals, Jev, 23 schnags. So $23.
That's nice. Simpkin for 2.
Simpkin for 2. Jai Simpkin. $15.
That's nice.
Waterman for 3.
Big
$1.91. That's free cash.
Yeah, that's about it. It's all just singles. Sheasel kicked 1. Matt Flynn kicked 1. Witherden kicked 1. There might be some value there. How has Jack Darling played 290 AFL games. Is there odds on that? How the hell he's got? Anyway, touches. There was a lot of touches. Your man, Zach Fisher, 35.
Jeff, $3.70. He just racks them up. So this is what I said. When he was playing the Blues in the second half of last year, he comes out and plays off the half back line, takes kickouts, and he always gets that little one back.
Yep.
And he just like tries to nip off those 45-degree kicks. 36 disposals, 26 kicks. He gets his hands on it. Good on him.
Simpkin for 25.
$10.50.
That's right. And then Sheasel for 30. I think it was $3.
Yeah, he was $3 or
$3. I was going to have a bet on it, yeah. So there you go. Some decent odds. Tough game to bet on, but yeah, I'm happy for North get their first win. Let's move on to this game. I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't watch any of this game because I tried to, and it was fucking dog shit. So I was just watching a movie with my missus. I checked with 5 minutes ago, paused the movie, watched the last 5 minutes on my phone, and saw the worst, most kissed on the dick decision I've ever seen. It was horrendous. And it was the third game in a row that umpires decided. But the Saints win by 3 points. The Suns hate it in the damn Esky. It's freezing for them in the Marvel Stadium. Fucking freezing. It's so cold. The Saints win 2 in a row for their first time since 1941. They just don't win football games. Oh, fuck. Did you see any of this game?
Nah, I was out, and I'm glad I didn't. I screenshotted this. So this is 17 minutes to go into the last quarter. It's 43-35.
Dog crap.
I screenshot it and sent it to the boys. I'm like, what the fuck is this game? 6 goals, 7-5-5. I've said it for the last 4 weeks. So the Suns, it's like being in the sauna and then you jump in the ice bath and you try and perform. They can't acclimatize to it.
Freezing in there.
It's like that they're retarded when they play. Like, you watch them and you're like, what are you doing? It's like the ball's too dry.
Yeah, it's like legit. They can't get the air right in there for them. Like, it is so cold.
Like when it got dewy against the Bombers the week before and it just got slippery. Like they can just move it a little bit better. Like, I don't know, contact off the boot. Oh my God, there's a highlight of Riley Bonner just absolutely fading one out of bounds on the floor. That's what he does for fun, Riley Bonner.
Oh, imagine, when you got footy training and it's a cold Thursday night in the middle of winter and they've just pumped up the footies for the night and they're rocks on your foot and you're like, hell, I wish it wasn't footy pump up night. And then I feel like that's what the footies are like in Marvel Stadium for the Suns. Like all of a sudden Anderson can only kick at 38 metres when he can kick at 50 up on the coast. Like they're freezing. They're a bit numb and it's like a cold Thursday on a cold winter's night down at Parky and they're just hitting the hard footy on their foot. And Anderson's like, I can't. Can we handball for a bit longer? My foot's killing me. Or they kick on their opposite for a while.
You know who was the scariest person to have a kick with in the middle of winter? Ryan Stringer.
He's a listener to this as well. He will get a DM from him.
String, some of the balls did not rotate and they would just be finger breakers. And you would sizzle them. Oh, he'd hammer him so hard. You're like, oi, get the revs up, String.
Is there anyone at anyone else's footy club, they pump the footies up to rocks and then just kick your worm burners, mongrel punts and their finger breakers? Just take care of the bloke market and just pop up a little drop punt. That's all.
You'd almost just have to like palm the first one just to take the fizz off it and then mark it. Oh, fuck. That makes me laugh so much.
Oh, what about Sam Flanders? 42 touches in this game, Das. So,
damn you sexy Flanders.
Sinclair gets 30. Anderson always gets 25. Joel Jeffrey, 25. So there's going to be some good odds. There's not much to talk about in this game. The Suns need to win a game away from home. But
Flanders
they should have won this game until they were
Jeff.
just fucking robbed.
Yeah. So let's talk about that free kick for a minute. That's cheeks.
Your cheeks.
It's...
How often does that shit happen in an AFL game? Why
don't
fucking
let
pay
that
it?
decide a football game.
You reckon there's a racial component to it?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you? Max King, the white private school boy, breast milk in his drink bottle, gets the world, playing at home. Mac Andrew gives away the free kick. Like, come on. We're gonna start some shit here. No, we're not doing this.
We're joking. Hey,
that draft That Jason Horne-Francis first pick draft is an all-time fucking draft ass. Pick 1, Jason Horne-Francis. Pick 2, Sam Darcy. Pick 3, I think, is Finn Callahan. Pick 4 is Nick Dacos, father-son. Pick 5 is Mac Andrew.
He's going to be an All-Australian.
That's an all-time top 5 draft.
It is.
They are all like superstars. Then pick 6 was old spastic Josh Rochelle. Old poo his pants, Josh Rochelle. Can't play in white shorts, Rochelle. We're too men. Can you get some mods so we can move on from this game and get into the real stuff?
Heads down, thumbs up, Rochelle.
Oh, God.
Do we want to roast anyone in this game?
No, I just want to get to mods and move away from this crap.
All right. Dan Butler came out and kicked 3. You could have probably picked that. What was he paying?
I couldn't have picked that. Little butters.
No, I don't like but I don't mind him. Was he the sub? No, you couldn't get him.
Jackie Higgins, the tip rap for 2.
The butcher's dog, $1.98.
Max King. This is a betting graveyard. So the St Kilda have only had 3. They've only had 3 goal kickers for 7 goals. I'm scrolling down to see who've kicked their singles. It's Butler 3, Higgins 2, King 2. That is it. This is where your bet slips go to die in this game. Higgins 2. What was he?
Oh, betting graveyard. That's so good, this game. Riley Bonner had 12 touches.
12 turnovers as well. 37 AFL fantasy points.
Oh. Is Mitch Owens a myth?
Nah, Mitch Owens can play. He's not on my miss list. He's one of the only Saints that actually competes sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can we get some touches? Sam Flanders, 42.
Yeah, $7.
Noah Anderson, 25, was like $1.80. Joel Jeffrey, 25.
Joel Jeffrey, 25. $2.90.
It's not bad. And then Jack Sinclair for 30.
Nah, fuck it. Let's go to the next game.
Next game. Finally, what felt like prelim day. It felt big this night, this day, yesterday. The Showtime Swans go to the SCG, off a bye, and get it done like they usually do. I'll let you go first in this game, Das. Swans win by 30 points.
Yeah, so we had a big pub day. We had about 20
all
of
the
boys
lads,
down
all
at
the
pub.
lads.
It was awesome. Pints, palmers, punters clubs. Awesome. We're backing on the cartoons a lot as well, so we love Trackside. It's the best cartoon of all time, Jev, Trackside.
Yeah.
It's a ripper. So we started early, and one of the other boys, Vorbs, Swans as well. I must say to everyone, it was quiet in there. Jev was quiet in the first quarter. He was a bit quiet. He was a bit puckered up. He's just like, any chance for goal? Boys couldn't kick a goal. The Hawks came out. So, when Hawkins kicks goals, that means he doesn't drink at his own luncheons before the game. So he looked all right, looked on, kicked a couple goals early. I think he said someone in the crowd called him fat, which is pretty funny. So that was pretty much the start of the game. And then the Swans really started to tick. The Showtime Swans, as we have called them, Jev, on this program. But Heaney started to insert himself, kick some goals. Warner, I thought, was just running. It's like if you ever coach juniors and you tell the under 11s or under 12s, you're like, I want you to take on everyone because these guys actually can't tackle you. If you really just try and run, have a bounce, they're not going to be able to touch you. So it's like he has that mindset in his head every single time he's getting the ball now. He's done it 3 or 4 times this year. He's like, fuck it, if I get caught once, who cares? And he just breaks the game open. And we've said it, he's probably the best kick in the AFL. The left-footing assassin, Errol Goulden, was just slicing and dicing. Amadi had 500. It seemed like he had 500 set shots yesterday.
He had that many marks and set shots. Felt like the Cats forgot to man up on him for the day. Maybe it was their game plan, let Amadi cook, because he kicked 2 points before he kicked the Swans' first goal of the game.
But, yeah, so I thought the Cats definitely had all the momentum early. Stengel was kicking goals. I didn't think he'd be that much they would push out to a 5-goal lead, but even Nida called it. He's like, watch this. I bet the Swans will be in front by halftime or they'll be close to. And it's pretty much what happened. And then they just went away with it. You just got jumped a little bit, but never scared. Jeff was a bit quiet. He was never scared. And then it just happens. And then by the time you get halfway through the third quarter, everything that we're seeing every single week is happening with the Swans. Every player's doing their role. When you rock up and you watch the Swans play, you can put a little tick, or you can write the. Honestly reckon if you had a game sheet before this game, and you write what you think every player is going to do, I reckon you're going to get 95% of them correct.
Yeah.
You know, Hayward's going to kick a goal, and Marty's probably going to kick one. You know who's not going to kick one though? Logan McDonald.
Oh, he's cost you a multi, hasn't he?
8-leg multi. Need a snag from your Logs.
So, yeah, the Showtime Swans does. So 6 goals down. Weren't playing too bad. Hit the post a couple of times. Then Geelong were taking their chances. But this is one of those ones I want to see. And this is where I'm at with the Swans now. I'm talking about grand final day. And it's like, what happens if we're 6 goals down grand final day? Like, this is the shit I want to see. What happens if we're 6 goals down grand final day? What happens if Blitzarves plays on Heaney, or Atkins tries to play on Warner, or guys actually tag our superstars? What happens? So we're 6-0 down. We're playing okay. Geelong are finishing their goal. They are playing better than us, right? And you're like, okay, Chris Scott's a great coach. He's decided to tag Heaney. Stengel's kicking goals out of his ass. Big Hawk's getting goal, and they're playing good footy, Geelong. Let's see how we respond. It's exactly what I wanted. So then it went Amati kicks the first. Will Hayward kicks the second. Then it was the Showtime Swans. Then it went 20-minute mark, Chad. 22-minute mark, Isaac. 23-minute mark, Isaac. Halftime. And then it went, we're better after halftime. So Stengel kicked the first goal to give him the lead. Amati kicks his second. And then it went Amati again. Papley, Lloyd, Jordan, Papley. Like, Papley kicked 4 goals in, or what did he kick? 3 or 4 for the game?
4.
Yeah, he kicked 2 in a minute, and he kicked 3 in a quarter. He's kicked his 4th goal. So they were up 6-0. We beat them 16-12. So we've outscored them from the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, Das. We've outscored them 16 goals to 6 goals. So we've basically beaten them by 10 goals, if you ask me, really.
So who gets the Brownlow votes?
Oh, fuck. I do not know, bro. I do not know.
So
how much time on ground did he played 117 out of 124 minutes. So he had one little rest, Errol Goulden. So Errol's had 37 touches, 25 kicks, 75% disposal efficiency, 1 goal, 1. Heaney's game was eye-popping. Those 2 snags he kicked in a minute, the left foot from the stoppage, the run from 50. He's had 26. And then Chad, 26 and 2. His game was eye-popping as well.
Because he's ball in hand a lot.
And he's running, he's breaking
and he holds
lines.
onto the footy.
His meters gain. He's a 70-meter player. What's a 70-meter player again, Das? You've run 20, kick at 50. He's a 70-meter player. He's such a gun. I don't know, but you know, Brownlow night, how Sportsbet, you can go on Twitter and suggest a bet for Sportsbet, BYO Brownlow, and you make up the bets you want on the night. I reckon we have to send one in. How many times does Swans game, the 3, 2, and 1 go to Chad, Isaac, Errol in any order? I reckon it's going to be 5 times at least. I reckon it's at least 3 or 4 at the moment after 11 games.
Well, you'd say it's those 3, yeah?
Yeah. Brody Grundy was really good as well.
Well, Goulden gets 3. Fuck, I'd almost say Warner gets 2.
And you reckon Isaac just the 1?
I don't know.
2 goals, 2. Like, he was fucking good, Isaac. He was really...
Yeah, well, they both had 26 and 2.
26 and 2, 26 and 2, 37 and 1. I reckon we've got 3 top 10 players in the comp right now, Das.
So, for anyone that didn't get our post yesterday, that was Rashudo, Goods, and Buckley when they all tied for the Brownlow.
2002 Brownlow, I think it was.
Can you imagine if we get a year there's 5 blokes that tie?
All time, 28 votes. A good year as well.
That would be fucking cool.
It's it's Warner, it's Heaney, it's Dacos, it's Butters, and it's Cripps up there. There's 5
Obviously,
Brownlows.
because it's so prestigious, it's if you're a Brownlow medalist, but it's next year, every time they're talking about footy, it's he's the Brownlow medal. They've all got one.
Yeah.
They're just all Brownlow medalists.
I'll be interested. I would love to know how people vote this one, 3, 2, 1. I think if you look at Errol's stats, I think he has to get the 3. 37 and 1, highest rated AFL, what's it called? Fantasy points player on the ground, 151, 25 kicks, 8 marks, 5 tackles. He was just fucking awesome. He's so good.
Not even said this though yesterday, Jev. The only real knock on the Swans is they haven't beaten a side above them.
Yeah. It's true. It is true. It's tough work when you don't look like losing. When do I go absolute nuffy on the Swans on the pod? Is it this week on the 100K? I've got some shit to say.
Yeah.
I might do it this week. I might save it. I think we're watching one of the best teams in history, so I might come out and say it soon.
Yeah, well, you may say, I've got the highlights on. Nick Larkey just turned Barras. Makes me upset. So if we're looking at where we are, Swans, obviously you've got them in the prelim. This is box seat to the grand final.
Yep.
This is 2 home finals. And then you're going to have to come to Melbourne.
Yeah, so we've already had 2.
Do you have any more Melbourne games?
No more at the MCG, 2 more at the Esky. We've got Essendon to finish the year at the Esky. I know that.
You'd love one more at the MCG, wouldn't you?
One more at the MCG because the next time we're going to play there is going to be grand final day.
You just want to win there.
So we got St Kilda in the Esky in a couple of weeks. And then we've got Essendon at the Esky to finish our season. So we play, how many games in a row is it now? We've had both our buys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row to finish the year. We still haven't played the Crows, who are crap, St Kilda, who are crap. We play North. We still have to go to the Gabba. We play the Pies at the SCG and, the Bombers. So it's a mixed run, but we're flying. Who's beating us?
Yeah, you might drop one, you might not.
But the last thing I want is rocking up grand final day playing the Blues or the Pies. But anyway, it is what it is. To win it, you got to beat whoever you come up against. I can't wait. We are a seriously good football team.
You are.
And everyone in the pub, like, I'm not saying we weren't nervous when we were 6 goals down. It obviously wasn't ideal, but you're just like, they'll get going. We'll get our game going. We did the exact same thing against the Blues. We were 27 points down. Harry Mackay missed that easy one. And then we just outscored like 96-18 after that. Just went hot. When we go, all systems go. So teams need to they need to roll the dice at the start of the game, go 4, 5, 6 goals up on us, then tag us and don't let us get on those runs. Don't let us kick 4 in a row. Just make it an arm wrestle after that. I'm not saying try and hold on to a 6-goal victory, but try not to let us kick 6 in 6 minutes in a quarter sort of thing.
You're going to have to play. Execution has to be 100%.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to run your ass off all day.
Yeah. And
one sniff of a turnover, you have to make it count. You just got to keep putting scoreboard pressure on. You just got to keep them away. Keep them away. Keep them away.
Geelong are pretty average, aren't they? Are they going to make the 8? How many teams are missing the 8 right now? Now, Gold Coast, Geelong, who's better?
We'll go through at the end. Go to the
end. Some quick odds on this game. You got anything?
Papley, 4 goals was 950.
Oh, God. He was the small we should have been on. We were on the Fonk. We were on Dr. Pepper.
Amadi was 390.
For 3. He was good. He had a lot of set shots. 7 marks.
Stengel was 430.
It's nice. Heaney for 2.
Heaney for 2 was 220. Warner for 2 was 210.
Jack Bowes for 2.
$11.
That's nice. And then what about the 29.50 same gamer we gave out in the 100K for this game that's diluted?
That was awesome.
Disposals, Errol for 35.
Errol for 35 is 550.
Nice. And then it's Heaney and Warner for 25 and Grundy for 20.
Heaney, Warner, $25, $30, $48. And what'd you say?
Grundy for 20.
315, 215.
Where I had him for 15 in the 100K. He is a good player. All right, final game. So it is currently Monday, basically Arvo, right before Collingwood Melbourne. We're going to quickly jump on after and get to that game. But Carlton get it done over the Bombers by 26 points. I was a bit pissed at the pub by this stage. I watched the game. The lights are on, but I don't know if anybody was home. Talk to me, Das.
I thought we were a certainty. I genuinely did. I just thought the Bombers played really well the first half of the year, and obviously they dropped the one against Gold Coast. I just think we're a better side. I genuinely think we're a better side. And people are like, if the Bombers kicked straight, we might have been different. Yeah, but we were allowed to play more defensively because they kept missing.
Yeah.
So the game would have been different. So let's say Essendon keep converting on and the game gets closer. Well, then we're obviously going to go into more of an attack mode, and then you're forced to then almost engage in the contest a little bit more and then play that arm wrestle. But because we held them at bay, it's like We sort of didn't have to. And then almost any time they went to kick a goal, we'd just counterpunch.
Yeah.
Kick one down the other end.
You did.
But this would be one of my most real happiest wins of the season because the Stars weren't all the ones shining.
Yep.
This is a role players game. You
Yep.
had Chincotta coming up and kicking goals. Like Hewitt was coming in there. Like you got Elijah Hollins having 3 goals and 19. Like this is a role players game. Like these were our stars.
Yep.
Our bottom 10 were better than their bottom 10.
Yep.
That's it. And our stars didn't really have to shine that much. Cripps didn't light the world on fire last night, like 19 touches. Walsh, probably the first time he had under 25 in a million years. He had 22. De Koning was amazing. I said at the start of the year, he's ceiling, like he's a Luke Jackson. Like he can do that if he can hit the scoreboard, but he's dominant in the ruck.
Oh, he's a gun.
He's dominant in the ruck. Goldie was getting the first few off him, but he just runs all day. He's still a kid.
Yeah.
He's going to be, if he can keep his health, he's going to be unbelievable.
For a long time.
Just to have Sard back in the side, like Akers was running around. Like let's look at all these touches, yeah? So Martin had 26, De Koning 24, second most on the ground. Pretty much there is so many 20 and unders.
Yeah.
Cripps 19, Hollins 19, Kennedy 19, Gresham 18, McGrath 18, Akers 16, Boyd 16, Welfie 15 and some fingernail painting, Hine 15, Cowan 15, Stringer 14. Like there's so many small numbers, but everyone sort of got their hands on it.
It's a very low possession game, isn't it?
Like very low possessions. Like Williams, Jev, that magnet's staying forward.
Yeah.
That he's staying forward.
He's a smart footballer.
He's a smart footballer, makes the most of his opportunity. I'm pretty sure he's 9 goals straight.
Yep.
I think it's been 4 straight, 3 straight, 2 straight. Chincotta just got to the right spots, played a really nice game. Fogarty, I think we're 18-2 now, the last 20 that he plays in the side. Mackay got an early cheap one. Always kicked a cheap one. Like I said, it wasn't a super pretty game, was it?
No, it wasn't.
The only thing going forward when we look good is when our inside 50s, when we're getting one-on-one and when it's coming in nice. Curnow was able to turn, we were able to turn from 50, have long shots into an open goal square, or when he was coming in, we're getting those real nice entries to a one-on-one where you can either get it or you can crumb and get it on. But great win. This is where I thought we should have been. The line was 10.5, especially when they had Parrish out and they also had Redman out. So I thought that we should be a 2-goal better side.
Yeah.
We end up getting it done in the end. Very, very happy. And this is the win that I want. You don't want the stars shining every week. So then as we start to get through a little bit more, this is what you expect from the role players. This is a real role players win. Very, very, very fucking happy.
Yeah,
fuck the Bombers.
Massive win. Yeah, it was some good battles. So Cripps got tagged. Who was playing on Cripps? Was it Durham?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it was Durham. Caldwell. Sorry, Jai Caldwell was playing on Pat Cripps. Chincotta was playing on Zach Merritt. Ridley and Curnow were going head-to-head, and that was a fucking good battle because Ridley's had... How many touches has he had? He's had 22 touches. Curnow's kicked his 2 goals too. Like, that was a good battle. Wiedering was really good. But yeah, as you said, it was just the no-names for the Blues that got it done. Cripps 19, Walsh 22. Usually when the Blues win, especially against good teams, big games, it's Curnow 4, Mackay 2, Cripps 30, Walsh 30. And that's why this win's as satisfying as they get.
But it feels like the Bombers sort of coming in the last quarter. They kicked 3 goals. We kicked 5 in the last.
Yeah.
Like
just better than him, aren't you? I loved how confident you were on this one. You're like, that this line's silly. We are certainties. And the Bombers weren't liking it at the pub, and you're like, we're just better. I'm sorry.
We're a better side.
Like, we're just better.
You look at where we were last year and where we finished and what we got through. Like, that just proved like where our profile, like we're ready to take the next step. Bombers are like ready to make finals or trying to make finals. I feel we're in the hunt now to really push prelim, try and get yourself into a grand final and then just try and mix it with the best and see how you go on that day. That's where I feel we are now.
If I'm the Bombers, Das, I think I want to finish 5th on the ladder and Gold Coast or Freo finish 7th or 8th. Because if you finish top 2, if you finish top 4, you're going to be playing the Swans at the SCG or Carlton at the MCG. You're not going to win that. I think Collingwood are going to finish out of the 8 and so are Geelong, out of the top 4 and so are Geelong. So they could play this. If they finish top 4, they're going to lose to the Swans or the Blues round 1, and then they're going to come up against Collingwood or Geelong at the MCG the next week, go out in straight sets. If they finish 5th, they're probably going to play Freo or Gold Coast in that 8th spot.
Try and get a win.
Try and get a fucking finals win and then lose the next week to whoever. But I would be so nervous of missing the finals for me. I think they're going to make the finals, but just not winning a final for me if I was a Bomber supporter. You'd be terrified. But weird. Brad Scott after the game was sort of like, we had statistic dominance in this game. I've never seen a result like that with that sort of dominance. I sort of thought about it a bit differently, but not what he reckons. Because you had so many more inside 50s, but the Blues were happy to concede some of their inside 50s the Bombers were having.
But we do that. We tend to do that. But we just didn't park the bus as much.
Yeah.
Melbourne, we did. Like, we were happy if the ball's coming in. Kemp's happy to fly for it. McGovern's happy to go over the top. Wiedering's happy to do what he does. And then once we get the ball back and then we reset and try and go through Boyd, try and go through Sard and go forward. Yeah, I just think we're a better side. We jumped them at the start. We held on. And did you ever think that they were really going to come back and win?
Nah.
Well, 20 points up the whole game.
Let's talk about Nick Martin's third quarter, Das.
Yeah, 10 touches, 2 goals, 2. It was good. It was a good little spark plug for him. It was nice.
He looks like
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano, or if they were about to make a movie on Jim Carrey's life and he's going to the auditions and he's trying to apply to play Jim Carrey. He's a funny looking strange cat, isn't he? A little
Jim
bit
Carrey.
But yeah, he does look like Ray Romano. I'm just looking at his photo. Like, there's this stupid hairdo he's running with. Like, looks like he's wearing a helmet. Anyway,
He does look like he's wearing a helmet.
the Blues win. The Swans win. Is it inevitable that we've spoken about this?
No, we may as well get it on.
We'll book it now.
On the airwaves. So we always joke about, imagine Carlton Swans grand final. So we're putting it out there. This is what's going to happen. Would you guys play the Friday night? Probably. So Swans are going to make the prelim. Carlton are going to make the prelim. We're going to finish 1 and 2, both win our first games. We're going to fly to Sydney and we're all going to wear Sydney scarves.
Yep.
We're going for the Swans. We want the Swans to get up. And then we fly back to Melbourne. Then we're all wearing Carlton scarves. We're going to get the Blues. Let's go. And then we have the 100K Cup on grand final day. Awesome. We're going to get someone to sponsor it. Someone get us into a box. Someone get us the tickets. Also, make stupid bets, win stupid prizes. Noski bet me an ear piercing on site. Congratulations. He actually did it. So we got Forbes to just whack it through his ear. I've got another couple other bets. Guys need to get tattoos as well. So make sure you guys pay up on them. I was happy to take any bet yesterday.
Because you were certainties.
Literally any bet. So I've got some people having to pay some things up. I only really go out and make a bet if I think I'm genuinely going to win. Obviously, we'll favour it. Mm-hmm. But Bombers fans let their hearts get the best of them and they thought they were going to win. So that's fine. So you pay up on your bets. But Noski, that was awesome. Straight through the year. That was nice.
So you can get 5-1 right now for it to be a Swans Carlton grand final, Das.
Well, funny enough, Jev, 5-1. We actually got it at 13-1.
I think you, me, and Morgs need to put $150 each on this. $170 each on this. We need to put $500 on it to win $2,500 to pay for our tickets on grand final day. $150 now is better than when it gets to grand final day and people start saying you need $700 to get a fucking ticket, or you need $1,500 to get a Blues ticket. I'll get one as a Swans member.
It'd be impossible to get a Carlton one.
Yeah. I think we need to put some money on it now.
No, we just need a sponsor. Someone just get us in.
Get it. We'll give you good content. We'll be fucking nuff bags.
Oh, we'll be nuffs.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, so we run in our Melbourne source stars. I'm going to say this now because no one's going to hear it. Neil Bullen is going straight to Nick Dacos today. Straight to him, tagging him from minute 1. But he's not going to centre bounces, which is weird. Which if I was Nick Dacos, I'd be like, right, I'll just do my best work centre clearance.
That's where he does his best work.
David King's like his best centre bounce play we've ever seen. So Neil Bullen's going to go. So he goes, here's a bet. I'm going to post this in our Discord, but we're going to see. We're not coming back till this game's over.
Yep.
He goes, Melbourne are certainties to win. They're putting it all out that they're winning this game. Petrarca is not playing forward at all, right? He's permanent midfield. You're getting over $2 for him to have 25. You're getting $3 for him to have 30. Melbourne win, Petrarca 30 into Dacos's under 31.5 because Neil Bullen's going to him. You get 8-1 for that multi-das. I'm going to post in the Discord now, and it's from the Melbourne source, from the horse's mouth. And let's see when we jump back on if it wins. Can I get a prediction for you? It's good predictions now. Get a prediction for this game.
Melbourne need to bounce back, don't they?
I think
What's
they
the
just win.
ladder?
I think it's a Gawn game. I'm thinking Gawn 3, 20-3. Petrarca 30, Cozzy 2, Dacos 24-2.
Yeah, fuck, something like. All right, let's quickly go through the ladder.
Yeah.
So North Melbourne playing finals.
No,
Richmond,
no,
West Coast,
no,
Adelaide,
no,
St Kilda,
no.
Brisbane,
Maybe,
Hawthorn.
maybe.
Still probably lean no, but I hope they make
No,
it.
they won't. They won't play finals.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
They're
love
only one game back of Gold Coast, who are 8th. They've got
True.
They got Dusty on the G next week, and he's 300, which is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, true. Oh, we'll see.
I'd love to go to that game.
Western Bulldogs,
No, they're the 9th best team.
Melbourne,
No idea.
Collingwood.
Yes.
All right, so we've got, who did you say yes to? Collingwood. So that's one definite yes. Gold Coast,
I think yes.
GWS.
No.
So they're out. Freo, Geelong.
Ugh. 8 wins. See, like 8's not enough wins. Melbourne's going to go to 8 today. Fuck. Collingwood and Hawthorn are going to be in the same amount of wins at the end of today. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I think Geelong do. Yep.
Port Adelaide.
Yep.
But they're cheeks.
I know. But the rest of the comp's cheeks.
Essendon.
Yep.
No.
No, they'll make the 8.
No, they won't.
Love it.
Carlton.
Yep.
Swans.
The lock of my life.
The lock of my life.
All right, let's get out of here because we're an hour and 15 in. We still got another game to cover.
People love it though.
I know. Do we got to do some odds on Carlton? There wasn't many great bets. Just goal kickers, really.
Yeah. Let's see what Elijah Hollands for 3 at 21. The old Dutchie.
That's nice. Nick Martin
For what?
2.
Nick Martin. $15.
Nice. Finger painting. Golfy for 2.
Where is he? $3. So Nick Cox, obviously they call him the unicorn, Jev.
Yeah.
It's because he actually doesn't know what foot he kicks with. Like he doesn't know. He hasn't figured it out yet.
Do you remember when we were putting a pie in our head last time? Like, look, I'm Nick Cox.
Being the unicorn. That was so fun. That was so...
Prison Break, the jailbird, Chin Cotter for 2.
Michael Schofield.
Let me Google something just quickly.
Couldn't even get Chincotta for a snag.
And there's no real touches. Ridley for 20 was Dickie's bet of the week in his 100K. That was a good bet from Co. He had a good week this Shark.
What do you get, 20 on the door?
22.
Ridley. 285.
Where does this player sit in the pyramid right now, Das? 21 disposals and a loss. 33 disposals and a loss. 31 disposals and a win. 21 win. 24 win. In the 31, he kicked a goal. In the 21, he kicked a goal. And then the 24 is his last 5 weeks. Who is that player?
I know. Who's it? Zach Merritt?
Zach Merritt. He hasn't been as good as he was at the start of the year, has he?
He's going down.
He's going down. Bombers fans going to crack it.
No, fuck. Well, mate, you got to.
He was second. He was second. We all knew that was a bit pumped up. He wasn't that good. He's not Bontempelli good.
So you got Dacos on top. You had Warner, Heaney, Bond, Petrarca. So Petrarca still needs another big game today. Merritt goes down. Goulden comes up.
Well, so now Cripps has a quiet one. This is why I've got the Carlton guys where they are.
No, they're perfect.
Cripps goes from 38 to 19. It happens all the time.
That's all right.
30 and 3 and then 19. Walsh I have to have them all on, but
it's another 2 weeks till you do another one because you need to come out after the bye because we didn't see Butters play this week.
True. Wait for the buys. I got an extra week.
Sarong needs to play. Gorn might have a big game today, and you got to see. Oh, Bomber's got to buy the week after. We almost need to wait 2 more weeks.
Yeah, I will. I will happily.
Neil probably comes. No, he's probably good on the bottom. I want to see Horn Francis play again. Jeremy Cameron's out of the pyramid.
He's close to it, isn't he?
He's out.
Who?
They haven't won their last 5 games.
Yeah, who's banging on the fucking door to come in?
Oh, there'd be a lot.
Nah, but like banging on it. Yeah, like the Hawthorn guys. Will Day, he's coming.
Yeah, he's not in, but he's knocking.
He's knocking.
Is Trelaw's having a good season?
Treloar. Andrew Brayshaw's starting to put some nice footy together. Harley Reid's knocking, but I can't put him in just yet.
Davey Juniak?
Yeah, I'm being harsh on him.
He's probably not there, but he's not like
he has 35 every week. Can we wrap this up? I got a crap.
All right, mate.
We'll be back. This is going to be an hour and a half, and Morg's going to kill us.
Nah, sorry, guys. Cheers.
No, they love it. If you're still listening, what do we say? Chile.
Baby back ribs.
All right, see you, bros. We'll be back.
Bye.
And we are back. We are about 50 seconds since the final siren. So you're getting our absolute raw thoughts right now. So, the Pies have beaten the D's. I think it was about 39 points in the end or something. Das, talk to me.
So my first thing, Cozzy Pickett has the emotional intelligence of a 7-year-old girl. The amount of times that he just cracks the shits, like giving the bird, gives away late free kicks. How many times has he been suspended over the past 4 years, Jev? He just can't screw his head on correctly. And he just, he could be anything. And I know you looked up a stat, because I know you don't like small forwards being taken inside the top 10, so I'm sure you're gonna say who they could have taken instead of him. But this isn't a blip now. This is their cheeks. Like, Carlton, we were up by a lot, and then we parked the bus and they came back. Good on them. But they haven't been that impressive, Jev. They haven't been. Like, they got absolutely dog walk last week. Did at one stage of that game they look threatening?
Nah, it's just not it, is it? With the way they
so
play,
vanilla.
it's just not it. It's not up to the current game plan. Like, it's slow, it's defensive. And I thought Neil Bullen did a really good job on Nick Dacos.
Unreal.
Great job.
He did.
But how much do you hate, especially if it's your team, if a half forward comes up to tag, so then Collingwood just have one behind the ball? How are Melbourne going to kick enough goals so they win on Nick Dacos? How are they going to kick enough goals to win if they're just sacrificing a forward? And then because they rate the contest so highly. So I know Petrarca went off, but they leave Viney, Petrarca, Oliver, Gawn in there with Neil Bullen coming up from the half forward line. How the hell are they going to kick enough goals? They've kicked 6 goals for the game. They've scored 50 points.
And a lot of that, but this has been them. They can't kick goals. They get chances. They don't have elite goal kickers in their side.
Yeah, so Cozzy's kicked 2 goals for, Fritsch has kicked 2 goals for. They hit the post a couple of times, but
it doesn't matter. Look at them in the final against us. Look at them against the final against Collingwood. They just don't kick scores. They don't kick good scores.
Yeah.
And if you look at a lot of the quality of their shots, where you look at it, when you get good key forwards, you're getting shots either from your midfielders running in roughly from a good angle, or you're taking that mark from that 30 metres out. How many of their shots are from deep in the pocket?
Yeah.
Or they're snapping from these shots. Yeah. So yes, the entries and it's like, if only they kicked them. But you got to have to look at the quality of the shots that they're taking. They're taking shit shots.
Yeah.
Like, when are they getting a good forward in that can
15 metres out directly in front, like where Charlie and Harry mark it sometimes?
Because they put on scoreboard pressure and they allow the ball to come in and they get free kicks because teams panic. So you get those good quality shots on goal. Melbourne don't get that. Fritsch is a good player, but you need to kick it out to his advantage. And that's why he usually makes the magic happen from those spots. But it's funny, Jev. So you tag Nick, but you've got another Dacos and Josh was fucking awesome. The 2 games last year where Nick went down, after he got hurt against Hawthorn.
Yep.
Josh was awesome. He has 30-30. He's a smooth move, and he looked like he was trying to run his ass off today. Chris was in really good form, and they just link up so well.
Just that sort of brother connection. Nick must go to Josh and just be like, I'm getting tagged. Just be near me because the ball's going to be there, and he just cleans up. Guy in our Discord did say just then, he goes, if you ever feel like Nick's going to get tagged again, smash the Josh Dacos overs. So he might Nick must, go block Josh Dacos as many Pendles and DeGoey could be having 7 hanging off him, and Josh could have 3 hanging off him. Pendles and DeGoey could be free, and Nick will go block Josh Dacos, man, to get him a kick, just so he gets more ball. But I got to give some love for Collingwood. I reckon they are putting some average teams out in the field, and they just know how to win football games. What they must do at training and how good their coaching staff must be is just unbelievable. Like how much, and you heard Tim Watson just kept saying it over the broadcast. They're just all in sync out there, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're
they
just so well coached. Their system, the way they play. Guys come in from the VFL, from the QFL, from the VAFA. Fucking, you could put me in that side and I'd train for 2 weeks and they'd tell me what I need to do. And guys just get it done, man. They're super slick with their handballs. How much slicker were they with their handballs, and how explosive are they from half back coming through the mid? They all know where they have to be. It's like watching a play or an orchestra. Like,
well, yeah, it's so funny.
sync.
You watch that first quarter. And obviously we're big NFL fans. So if you get a 3rd down stop, arms up in the air like this, you should have seen it. So Melbourne didn't kick a goal in the first quarter. That siren went and the ball was in their forward 50, and Oleg Markov just puts up his arm. He's like this, let's go. It's like they got a 3rd down stop. Like that was all defense, and they're all just like high five, and they're like, let's go. That's our play done. Let's go regroup. Then we get on to the second quarter. Very systematic. But like, as they said, they had Leper. They got Bolton there. Bolton was meant to be the next like boy genius, but he just couldn't get it done at Carlton. So he's obviously a great football mind.
Genius, yeah. He just doesn't know how to let it out. Where you can see McRae's just the people person. Yeah. Bolton and Leper are the footy shit, and yeah, they've just fucking got it right now, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But that's what I mean. Good teams just get wins done when things aren't going right, and then they'll get players back. They'll hopefully get a fit to DeGoey back, Pendlebury, and these teams just launch towards the back end of the season.
So they're just flying.
Yeah, they're flying. Yeah, so am I. They're flying under the radar.
I can see it now. It's going to be Collingwood Carlton prelim, isn't it? It's going to be 140,000 there.
Well, we said when we had a chat about it yesterday, I said, well, the Swans are the best team, and then I'd probably say I'd have Collingwood second, and then if everything goes well, we could be like the 3rd best side. But I still think, what Collingwood are doing.
I think as we
do
our player pyramid, I think it's pretty clear. It's if you're doing a team pyramid, it's Swans 1, Carlton, Collingwood on the second row, and you can pick who you like more. Like Collingwood just win games; they're a bit injured at the moment. Carlton are really good, so you got to give Collingwood credit. They have some blokes out there that honestly, Nathan Kruger could be my personal chef right now, and I still wouldn't know who he is. They have some guys out there. That Harvey Harrison kid, the bloke from Collegians, Sullivan, like they're all like, I know who they are because they play for Collingwood, but they're just out there. That Kobe Dean, like honestly, he could be my Uber driver, and I wouldn't know who he is.
I couldn't believe it. I saw him on the screen. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I completely forgot. I'm like,
they dish up, like. I know names aren't everything in footy, but when teams are flying, like you go back and look at Geelong's, we were talking about this last night, Geelong's backline in 07, 11, 07, 9, 11, you used to be able to name every player on their 23, and if you ever ran into them on the street, you'd recognise them. There's some blokes playing for Collingwood right now, like they dish up Billy Frampton, Kobe Dean, and Darcy Moore back there with a couple of back pockets, and you're like, what the hell? What the hell? With Nathan Kruger, Lockie Sullivan. Anyway, you just got to give Collingwood credit. They must train. They must be super efficient at training. Like everyone knows what's going on. And I've said this on the roast before, and I'm saying it again. Steele Sidebottom was on the radio. He was on SEN getting interviewed. When they started 0-3, and then they went 6-day break, 6-day break, 6-day break, started 0-3. They finally got a 10-day break. And he said, I just can't wait to train for a couple of weeks to get a couple of extra main training sessions to get this right. Then they came out and beat the Lions at the Gabba. And they just got some extra training. And then ever since then, they're obviously you just get it right. So, credit to them.
They do talk about that a lot. And Ross Lyon said that when you get those shorter breaks, you actually don't get a chance to train because you're just trying to recover.
Did you hear Ross Lyon said they only do 16 hours in the club a week?
It's fucked up.
That is so
bullshit.
fucked. I don't know if it's because we've worked full time ever since we were 18. So all we know is 40-hour working weeks plus
minimum 40.
But all I know is rocking up on time every day at Monday and leaving at the same time, and you just do your work in that 8 hours, get after your work. Like, what do they do? How are they not in the building?
I just don't get it.
Imagine you got paid to eat, gym, get a massage, do your recovery, touch the footy, train. You could easily fill an 8-hour day and watch tape every day. Anyway.
You'd have one day off, maybe a Wednesday midweek. You're there Monday, Tuesday, lifting, running, recovery, walkthroughs, tape, and then Thursday, more match analysis, more touch, just constant. It's like, NFL players are always on jug machines. Just like why aren't they just in there like just set shots,
watching tape? Yeah.
Everything.
Do you want to, let's do some odds. Let's quickly do some odds. And then we put the Insta up after we finish part one, Dust. So we'll see what some people have been saying on Insta.
Yeah, right. What do we want first? Goals?
Go goals. So Van Ruin's kick 3. He was good.
He was 540.
Cozzy Pickett for, are you still on 3? We got Harvey Harrison and Nathan Kruger.
Harvey Harrison was $15.
That's nice. Kruger.
Oh, couldn't even get him. Can we get him for 2? Couldn't even get the cruise stick. Oh, you get him for 2 at 330.
That feels a little short. Anyway. Then
you can get him for 3, 925.
Cozzy for 2. He would have been
chips.
And then touches. So Josh Dacos 34.
Fuck, he had a good day.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Dacos, 350.
Wow. How's Max Gawn was the highest rated AFL fantasy player on the ground again? He is that every single week.
Yeah, something about Ruckman, though.
Because Brody Grundy rated really high yesterday as well.
So does Ron Marshall.
Clary 25. Yeah, Clary 25. Jack Crisp 25. That was about his line. That'll be about $1.80. Max Gawn 25. Any value in Max Gawn 25?
Jack Crisp for 25 was $2, which is really nice. Max Gawn 340.
340. Yeah, apart from that, there's nothing. Yeah, there wasn't much. So we'll go some Insta now. We'll just get direct. So our man Dina's Mustard, who always shares our stuff, we absolutely love him. He goes, keen as for this, lots to cover. The Battle of the Mackays and the King Cup. What did you think of the Mackay brothers and the King Cup? We didn't watch much of the King Cup. It was cheeks.
Yeah, so the Breast Milk Cup and the Tism Cup.
The Tism Cup. The free kick was so funny. Yeah, that would have annoyed Ben so much because a bit soft of a free kick. Mackay side, I thought they'd kiss on the lips after it, but they didn't.
Yeah. No, they'll go on their little podcast and they'll talk about it. It'll be cute. They might shake hands or kiss each other. I don't know. I reckon they'll look back on it. Probably because there's a lot of hype, I guess, around the game and around the brothers. And neither of them really did much. So Harry went off. Ben sort of was there. It was pretty lackluster, to be honest. And what about the other one? What about the Breast Milk Cup?
Yeah. Just not much to it. I didn't.
Ben kicked 2 and Max
kicked 2. Max kicked that soft kick. Right, there's a couple of things we've got to cover. What did this bloke say? He just sent us a photo of himself, Maris Tranquil. Give the Roos their flowers. Need a Swans deep dive too. Go Bloods. We gave the Roos their flowers. We've deep dived into the Swans. I'm going to deep dive pretty deep into the Swans on the pod. I'm going to do some work. Keep the Swans and Blues dribble to a minute, fucking please. Some guy said, too bad, brother. Just listen to the first half of the pod. How shit are Melbourne? Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah, so we'll go. I'm happy to touch on that again, but Melbourne, who do they have next?
They got a bye, yeah.
Good,
and then they play. I think they play like Brisbane. They play some pretty hard teams.
Then they got North. Then they've got North. Then the Lions at the Gabba. No, they're fucked. Well, then they got West Coast. They've actually got a pretty good run.
Yeah. How sore is Christian Petrarca going to be? That's the ultimate, he was so sore.
I was going to post a photo of some pork ribs, like glazed ribs. That's him.
Basted ribs. Oh, he's going to be so fucking sore for the next couple of weeks. It just feels like if he doesn't fire and Max Gawn doesn't fire, they just don't win. They're just so lackluster. I would hate to be a supporter of them.
I hate them.
They don't have a crack, do they? How much do you hate Harrison Petty?
Oh, I hate him.
He's a myth. What about this?
Now, when we say we hate someone, I don't hate them as a person.
Yeah, their
Sure,
game.
sure
Hate
he's a
their
good-
game.
I don't like his play. Like I don't like him as a player. I don't want him on my side.
Yeah.
I don't want to
We
get it.
don't hate anyone personally.
No, we don't hate anyone personally. They hate us.
Yeah.
But when we're watching the game, like I don't want him on my side.
Yeah.
I
agree.
don't want to back him for goals.
There's rumours Adelaide are going to trade 2 firsts for Harrison Petty, or they were going to.
If Adelaide,
Doesn't get more Adelaide than I would be. He's only 24, but don't rate him. What else? Do a comparison ranking with Will Day and other players above around the same quality. So right now we think Will Day is just like dead set on the border of the pyramid, don't we?
yeah, like knocking.
Like he's from the 18th to the 25th best player.
Do you have his draft?
Yeah, Cozzy Pickett was pick 12. He was pick 13. That was the same one as Luke Jackson. Who else went in that draft? I looked it up before because I was filthy. I got it here. Cozzy Pickett was a top 10 pick. He went pick 12. Yeah, Raul, Anderson, Jackson. 3 good players. Ash, Dylan Stevens, Fisher McCasey. Probably 3 busts.
Yeah.
Then it went Hayden Young, Caleb Sarong, Liam Henry. Hayden Young, Caleb Sarong, good players. Liam Henry's all right. There's another small forward in the top 10. I would not draft. Tom Green, GWS, pick 10. Sam Flanders, Gold Coast, pick 11. Pretty good draft. Cozzy Pickett, pick 12. I like Cozzy Pickett. I think he's okay.
Jeff, he's a good player. He just cracks the shits. But especially for him, for that pick over Will Day.
Yeah, then Will Day, pick 13.
Jackson. At the moment, they had Viney, Petrarca, Oliver, and Brayshaw. So their mids were sort of stocking and they needed a small, and he was definitely like the best in that draft.
Yeah,
so
just one of those ones though, like you just look at Will Day and you go, geez, if we could turn him into Bond and add him to Petrarca and Oliver.
Or just let Petrarca play forward.
I just don't know about drafting small forwards in the first round at all. The Swans did it 2 years ago. This kid called Jacob Constanti. He's never played a game for us. Well, we got fucking Tom Papley down at the job site. He was having a crap in the toilet and they're like, can you have a game? And now he's one of our best small forwards ever. Who else? Then Cody Wayman, 15. Mitch Georgiades, Sam DeConning.
I watched the Wizards highlights.
Yeah, was they nice?
Oh, he could have had 6.
Really? So he's on. So bring him back in.
He was kicking a few off. He got a few out the back. Jeez, he looks quick. Well, he's a downhill skier. When they clear the 50 and he can run back towards goal.
That's right. When we went and watched that first game against Essendon, that's all we wanted to see. Him being the last bloke inside the 50 with the ball coming back quick. And he was playing the worst role in history.
This VFL role, Jev, he was great. Really good. So happy with the Wiz. So hopefully the Wiz comes back in. But so this is the ladder now. So we've got Swans on top, Carlton second, Essendon third, Port Adelaide 4th, Geelong 5th, Collingwood 6th, 7th Fremantle, and 8th at Geelong. Hey, we can do a ladder predictor.
8th of the Giants on mine.
Oh, sorry, Giants. What did I say?
Geelong. No, all good. Yeah.
We can do a ladder predictor. Let's do one tomorrow for the pod.
And come with it.
And we'll both we'll do it together. We'll just go through.
In the ramble? We'll do it late in the ramble.
Oh, we can almost do it before we do the pod. And then we just read out, like, this is where we have the ladder finishing. And then we just can talk about potential final matchups.
We're doing that right now? Well,
no,
after we get off this.
Off this.
Okay.
Before we do the work on the pod for tomorrow. And then we can announce on the ramble. Fine.
Nah, gotcha. I'm confused when you're talking. Nah, this is going to be the most unlistenable ramble, unlistenable roast ever, the Monday roast. Morgs are going to get this up and then get this into the ether, then delete it because this is shit. But I can't believe it's already 100K day tomorrow. I've already done some work. I've got a few legs that I'm pumped to share.
Yeah, it's going to be a good round of footy. Who's playing? We're not.
Oh, fuck. I'll get it up. So, good.
No Thursday night game.
No, so we've got Dogs Freo early. But that's Sarong. Anyway, then we got Richmond Hawthorn. Dusty's 300. Dusty's kicking a snag, and he could kick 2.
4.
Adelaide and the Showtime Swans. Showtime Swans, Saturday night. Be Alive Sunday. We love betting on the Swans. North Collingwood. Not a bad betting game. Do you reckon it's going to be tough?
Well, that's the ones where you put in Fisher for 30, you put in Sheasel for 25.
Even start risking Josh Dacos for 30.
Yeah, Josh Dacos for 30. And then the last one, this is where we go like Georgiades for 4.
GWS Port, Toby Green for 7.
Like Riccardi for 3.
Yeah, we'll have to go hard on that game. Zach Butters, 30 and a goal.
He's got to have
Paul
30.
Francis for a snag. Yeah, it's a good game.
Horn for 3.
Yeah, all right, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
See you, brother. Thanks.
See you, mate. Go the roast.